we can, we'll start right with questions for Coach Gard. Again, if you have any questions, if you can please drop me a line in the chat. We will start with Jeff.
Greg, it's hard for us up here to see what transpired in that last few seconds where Trevor was fouled, and then you had the scrum kind of in front. Can you take us through that? Explain what happened there? Was Trevor trying to penetrate out to pass it to somebody down three?
Yeah, they tried to foul intentionally. They had missed us a couple times down the floor, but they were trying to foul us before we could get a three off. And then the huddle scrum, one of their players came into the huddle, which is not supposed to happen. So the officials took care of that, and I thought handled it the right way.
Tom?
Greg, we've seen your teams last year and over the course of the last 20 years have great late season runs. Are you starting to get concerned game after game against these good teams that maybe it just isn't going to happen this year?
Well, I've never gotten into comparing one year's team to another year's team, Tom. I just try to focus on, and we've always tried to focus just on the team in the stage they're in. For this group, we got to regroup here and start preparing for Purdue tomorrow, and get ready to go down there. I think just trying to continue to stay confident and positive, specifically on the offensive end. Thought we did some decent things defensively, not perfect, but some decent things. But obviously the start to the game, the first 14, 15 possessions, we've got to be able to convert at a higher percentage.
Josh?
Greg, at the end of the game, when you guys were able to make that comeback pretty much all off Meech's scoring, I was curious just how does that go down in the huddle? Do you tell him to keep shooting, like just kind of he keeps the ball, or was it just he was getting the open look so he just kept taking them?
Yeah, we had different things called, and they were obviously guarding it differently and changing their lineup and switching some things. So at that point in time, obviously you got to make plays. So Meech obviously did a good job of making some plays and got some shots to go in.
George?
Greg, is there any kind of panic setting in on the team? You feel like with 2 games left in the regular season to get some consistency and to string wins together to enter the Big Ten tournament and then eventually the national tournament?
I wouldn't say it's panic. I would say just frustration because we, specific on the offensive end. I think that's the biggest thing. Just and you can't get, as hard as it is, you can't get frustrated. You've got to try to stay positive and stay confident. That and try to be prepared for the next one. And like I said, I thought we did some good things defensively, took care of the ball. I'll look through the film and see how good the shots were, but I didn't think there were too many of them that were not good. But you've got to knock down shots.
Steve?
Just that stretch from Dimitri there in the last couple minutes. Can you remember anybody going off like that in the game you've seen or anything like just where's that rank? Just 19 points, and I think in about 2.5 minutes there.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he's had hot streaks before. I don't have anything specific, Steve, that comes to mind, or really anybody else. I mean, he was just be able to make plays, and teammates were, screening him. That we were able to screen him at the top a little bit and get some things in transition, and obviously he was able to knock down some shots.
Jim?
Greg, I know you say you can't really yell at guys into making shots, yell them into making shots. What do you do at this point? You mentioned they have to keep their confidence up. How do you as a coach do that?
Stay positive. I mean, we look through the type of shots, and you've heard me talk about not micromanaging that, but making sure we're taking good ones and making sure we're taking ones on balance early in the game. I thought we got really rushed, specifically in the paint, and didn't convert, which obviously allowed them to get a little lead on us, and we dug ourselves a hole, and then it was hard it's obviously hard when you're digging out of that hole consistently, but you got to stay positive, Jim. I mean, I think, like I mentioned, you can't yell them into it. You got to continue to encourage the good ones, and keep trying to focus on the next ones.
We got time for 2 more. Go to Jeff.
Yeah, Greg, a follow-up on, you mentioned guys getting rushed. Were you specifically in the paint? Is that where you thought the problem was early in the game because of Illinois' size?
Well, I don't know why, but yes, I thought early in the game we were rushed. And like I said, a couple of them I got blocked. I had people in front of me, so I couldn't see exactly, what, footwork, base, those type of things. I'll be able to tell better from an overhead camera why the shot was why it was, or why that type of shot came out of the possession.
Time for 1 more. We'll wrap it up with Carly.
Coach, you mentioned staying positive, and Micah and Dimitri said the same thing, and Micah emphasized the team's effort. What did you think about the effort? Is that a positive you can take from the game?
Yes, I thought the fight and the effort was tremendous. And, with as bad as things were going offensively, a lot of teams would just lay down, and it would have been ugly, in terms of your final score. But this group, as I've said before, you've asked me about this, or somebody has asked me about this in the past, that this group has been extremely resilient, and they were resilient last year, and they're continue to be resilient this year. So yes, I mean, the effort, the how we defensively, like I said, the numbers tell me we did a lot of good things. I'll find things on film that we'll have to correct and look at, but that gives us something to hold on to. That's a huge positive, because that's the one thing you want to make sure you always have, and this group has always had it, and I'm proud of them for that. I know they're frustrated with specifically some things offensively. They wanted for the seniors walk off the last time on a positive note, but how they battled, I can't have any qualms with that at all.
Thanks, Greg.
Okay, thank you.